Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for watching our Westminster Canterbury Weekly for Thursday, June 3rd. Today, I just have a couple brief things I want to share with you. Then, resident Beverly Beck is here to speak to you on behalf of the Employee Christmas Fund. After Bev, Director of Facilities Management Derek Oliver and Administrator of Residential Living Debra Jacobsen have some important information for you. And Lynn McClintock, Director of Pastoral Care, has our Pastoral Care segment today. First on my list to talk to you about is an update on our recruiting efforts for the VP of Facilities Management position that's been vacant since Sherry Grady left us. A few weeks ago, I guess it was probably close to a month ago, we completed a search and the interview process for the position, and we offered the job to the candidate of choice. Unfortunately, the candidate went back to his employer, and his employer offered him a promotion, which subsequently meant he turned down our position here at Westminster Canterbury. Subsequently, we've restarted the recruitment effort, and today we completed our first round interviews of a couple of really quality candidates. So we're looking forward to inviting a couple candidates back to meet with additional members of management, a couple of our trustees, and resident leadership, probably Bob Kluhl, perhaps one of either first or second vice presidents may join as well. And we're hopeful, I'm very hopeful, that in the next few weeks we'll have a person we can introduce you to for that position. But we're very hopeful and moving that process along. Next item on the list to talk to you about is that Westminster Canterbury will be hosting food trucks on campus every other week through the whole summer. Our first food truck will be here this Friday, tomorrow, June 4th, from 1 to 3. So join us on the Tower Green if you'd like to enjoy frozen custard dessert from Gigi. I think it's called Gigi's custard dessert truck. It will be here again from 1 to 3 out front at the Tower Green. So come and purchase your afternoon treat if you'd like. And we'll continue to do that every other week throughout the summer. We have a long list of different food trucks that'll be here over the week. And the last thing for me is due to the weather, potential for weather this afternoon, Bartlett Tree Service postponed removing the crane that's been working out on the ellipse. That work won't happen today, and that crane should stay on campus until Tuesday, June 8th. So if you're wondering why that crane is still here, it's because they didn't want to try to remove it in case of weather. That's all I have to share today. Next up is Beverly Beck from the Employee Christmas Fund.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Employee Christmas Fund committees, a special thanks to all residents for seeking out and giving our dedicated WC staff members a Westminster Canterbury star. All our staff members are stars for going way beyond the call of duty and supporting the residents during the last 14 months. We are so fortunate to live in this special place with such special staff. Thank you so much. And next is Derek.
Good afternoon, everyone. A couple of announcements or updates is what I want to talk about. The new dog park that is being installed adjacent to the Gables is progressing. You might have noticed the new fencing up. That's between the Gables and the pond. Next steps include some miscellaneous replacement of sod, paver installation, and chairs and benches are on order. We think that that's going to be completed probably in a couple of weeks, so look forward to that. We are also excited about talking about a project in Avalon. We're going to begin on the 4th floor with a painting and carpet replacement project. That project is scheduled to begin next Monday, June 7th on the 4th floor. We're going to start the painting up there on that date, and then a week later we're going to start the carpet. Once those floors are finished, we're going to move our way down until we complete all 3 floors in Avalon. Look forward to that update as well. We are also working with an interior designer and the residents that work in the lower level shops. That's the Echo, the treasure chest, and the furniture room. And what we're trying to do is really make improvements to lighting, fixtures, shelving, things of that nature, try to update the space, make it more user-friendly. We're discussing these changes, and we hope to finalize these changes and begin that process or project later this month. We've also started the power washing project outside in the courtyard apartments area. Right now, they're located in the west courtyard. Once that's complete, we're going to move over to Avalon. We're going to do the homes on the green as well. Once that work is complete, probably towards the end of this month, we're going to move on to window washing, and we're going to window wash the entire campus. That project we can expect to begin in July, and we'll put notices out in Tails, and we'll make announcements about that schedule, so look forward to that as well. Next up is Debra to talk about a few updates as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Derek, for that update on the renovations taking place in the shops on Main. I know many of you are anxious to see those shops reopen. At this time, we are not ready to announce an opening date, but we will give you fair warning so you can get ready and be prepared to shop. With that said, I would also like to thank all the volunteers who run those shops and give so much of themselves to us, and especially for what they give to the Fellowship Fund. So thank you for that. The Democratic primary election will be held here at Westminster Canterbury Tuesday, June the 8th in the Commons. All Henrico County voters residing at Westminster Canterbury may vote from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the Cochrane Commons. Richmond City residents residing in select homes on the Green and the Glebe households must vote at their assigned locations off campus. As a reminder, this election is a Democratic primary, therefore there will be no Republican candidates on the ballot. All Virginia voters are required to show photo identification. Voters arriving to the polls without an acceptable form of ID will be offered a provisional ballot and will have until noon on Friday, June the 11th, to deliver and submit a copy of their photo ID to their locality electoral vote in order for the provisional ballot to be counted. Additional written instructions will be provided at that time by the election officials. Please contact your local registrar if you have any questions. Now I'd like to tell you about the Alexa package system. In the Tales this week, you will see an announcement of 2 events for residents of the Tower, Garden, and Courtyard to learn how to use this package system. Next month, it will arrive. Jess Goldberg, courtesy manager, will be leading these sessions, which will allow residents to provide an opportunity to learn how these package lockers work and ask questions. The dates for the package locker information sessions are Monday, June the 14th at 10 a.m. on the roof terrace, or Wednesday, June the 16th at 2 p.m. in the Commons. These dates are all listed in the Tales. Jess Goldberg will also provide a separate opportunity for the floor reps and the executive committee of the resident board to learn about these lockers, and she will be reaching out to those residents separately. That's all for me today. Up next is Lynn.
Thank you, Debra. I'm Lynn McClintock, Director of Pastoral Care. Pastoral Care invites new residents to come and meet each other and current residents next week, Monday, June 7th at 11 a.m. or on Tuesday, June 8th at 2 p.m. We just hope that this informal time of getting together will be a good way that many of you who moved in during the pandemic will be able to meet other people. So we hope that you'll join us on Monday or Tuesday. Just check the Tales and you can see more about that. One correction for the Tales is that this coming Sunday, we will be having our Celtic service at 4 p.m. and a sermon for every Sunday, which we've been showing for the last several months, will not be shown. So Sunday at 4, come on down to the sanctuary. We appreciate the help and leadership of Reverend Dr. Rebecca Weaver, and musicians Jackie Spears and Annette Sparks for our wonderful Celtic service, which is going to resume this Sunday at 4 p.m. I appreciated very much Reverend Herbert Jones's homily this morning at our Thursday worship service. Reverend Jones is the rector at St. Thomas Episcopal Church here in Northside Richmond. He was reflecting about all the different ways that we can think about or experience God. We experience God as comforter, healer, creator, sustainer, redeemer, judge, reformer, and many, many, many other ways. I also understood him to say that the unity of this God that we experience in so many ways is truly beyond our understanding. How can we understand the complex wisdom of God? How can God be so many different things? How can God be everything at once and yet meet us in the particular spot where we are at any given time? And if we experience contradictions in our understanding of God, then that is mostly a reflection of us and not God, in some inconsistency in the being of God. Now, this sounds like some pretty heady stuff, but I bring these thoughts to you today about God because of what I'm sensing in our community. Lots of different feelings people are feeling these days about mask wearing, about whether to wear or not to wear, to socialize or to keep exposure more limited. Lots of different feelings about the changes on campus. Many are super excited, others are worried about disruption, and we will inevitably experience all of those things in the coming months, and folks are feeling that. It feels as though we had just gotten through the struggle of COVID fears and restrictions, and now we're having to adapt yet again to what may feel like a whole new world. Even if these changes are a great relief and very positive, they take emotional and spiritual energy just to keep the boat from rocking too much, because there are lots of things to adjust to. So no matter what you are feeling these days, God, in God's infinite wisdom and unfathomable love, meets you wherever you are. You can feel any range of emotions. You can be experiencing any degree of physical health. You can be busy during the day, or you can be bored or depressed or fearful. No matter where you happen to be at this time, the good news is that God meets you wherever you are. It would be fantastic if we could figure out how God pulls all this off. But in the absence of such understanding, if we were simply to receive God's presence in us and in our world as a gift, we would be doing very, very well. I can share with you that when I feel overwhelmed with life, with decisions, with unknowns, with frustrations or fears, if I focus on myself and how upset I am, or how angry I am, or how confused I am, or how right I am, I only dig myself deeper into the mire. But if I focus on God, even in my limited understanding of what God is and who God is, all of those things that I have opinions about or that I experience, those things that keep me off balance, they tend to loosen their grip on me when I think about God, and I'm more likely to experience peace. So if peace is something that you are seeking these days, I do invite you to sit for a moment each day and try and drop your thoughts and your opinions about any given subject and place your heart in the presence of God. Healer, sustainer, giver of good gifts, lover, all of the ways that we experience God are bound to bless you with grace and peace. And when the world calls upon you to speak, to act, to make decisions, to be in relationship with others, to live your life, you can then draw on the deep well of peace that God provides for you, and all things will be well. We sang the hymn this morning, Immortal, Invisible, God Only Wise. And the last verse says this: To all life thou givest, to both great and small. In all life thou livest, the true life of all. We blossom and flourish as leaves on the tree, and wither and perish, but naught changeth thee. May you be blessed this day, may you find peace, and may you be well. We'll see you next week.